anyone that is a subscriber to The Athletic, article came out earlier this week where basically Pronman and Wheeler discuss and debate some of their first round draft picks that they have the biggest discrepancies on ranking. So just going to throw out the rankings, see what your thoughts are in general of which way you lean. Maybe we'll see how much you pay attention to their rankings to tell me who ranked them which. But first one is one that I already kind of know what direction you're going to go. But for those that are listening for the first time or those that maybe missed when we've talked about it in the past, Zach Benson, who I don't think anyone questions the talent. Everyone, of course, per usual, questions the size at the center position. One of them has him ranked at number 6, the other at 17. Do you know between Wheeler and Pronman who's at 6 and who's at 17?
Of course I do. Fucking Pronman's got him at 17 and Wheeler's got him at 6.
Okay.
And this is one that I'm actually really curious to see how, like, he actually might be the player in this draft even more so than Michkov, because with Michkov, we all know why if he does drop lower than he really should. We all know why. Like that's well documented. But this is the one, like, really, I'm the most fascinated to see where Zach Benson goes. Because I'm telling you what, like, it might even be a case where it's not close. This is the smartest player in the 2023 NHL draft, in like one of the best drafts on paper that we've seen ever. He is probably the smartest by a long shot in this draft. And this is, again, what's he, 5'9", 5'10"? So, oh my God, we have to be scared.
No, we decided, Z. You're either 5'6" or you're 6'7".
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
in between. So he's 5'6".
This kid he's legitimately unbelievable. Like, that Winnipeg Ice team in the WHL has consistently been either first, second, third best team there for a couple of years. And he's been the best player on that team since he was a draft -1. So he does everything well. He's probably the best defensive forward who can produce offense in this draft too. So it's not like he just gets a ton of points. It's not like, that's all he does. And that's the one thing he's able to do. He plays an unbelievably well-rounded game. I think he was second or third on the, oh my God. I think he was second or third in the WHL in short-handed goals this year. So he's going to step into the NHL and be able to impact your lineup in every facet. He can play on the power play. He can play on the penalty kill. He can play big minutes. Late and close, you need to have him on the ice. It doesn't even matter if he's a center, if he's a wing. He's going to put up a lot of points because of how smart he is. He's not even the best skater in the world, but it really doesn't matter if the player is like a average to below average skater. You really have to kind of just have that beyond well-developed hockey IQ, and he has that. So I couldn't be less concerned about how fucking big this kid is. And I think anyone that tries to discount anything that he does because of his height, I think you're out of your mind. Because tell you what, let's go through some quote small players. Clayton Keller, Johnny Gaudreau, Jesper Bratt, Zuccarello. Like, how are they?
Bratt just got the bag.
He came in under 8, which, like, he's unbelievable.
Basically
so
I think
basically, yeah. But I mean, like, again, you can, especially now with the NHL where it's going and how good some of the small players are, to me, it's completely irrelevant. It also, he's going up against some of the absolute monsters of the WHL and still putting up like 1.7 points per game. Like, it really doesn't matter. And again, he's impacting the game defensively as well, despite being 5'9" maybe. People can try to discount him for the size all they want. This is a top 5 pick for me all day long.
Yeah, and I already knew that's the way you'd lean. You're definitely with Wheeler on this one. But my question for you, because when we did our initial mock right off of the draft lottery, you had him going 5 to Montreal. And I know, like, you and I are both on the side where, like, size is not something that should be evaluated as highly as it is, seemingly, for a lot of the NHL still. Do you think it's different when literally the 2 highest paid forwards long-term for the Montreal Canadiens are also of small stature?
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, like, I just think the players that they've just also targeted because they also drafted Slavkovsky, who probably went first overall, and a big part of that was because he's a big dude who skates well, who's dynamic offensively, but the size is a big component there too. But yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think they're afraid to take like best player available, and they've shown that they've taken some pretty big swings. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll be afraid to draft them. That's another team that I'm fascinated to watch, like which direction they go in this draft, because they did an unbelievably good job last year at the draft. Even though they took the guy first overall, I probably wouldn't have, but I mean, at the same time, he's a stud too. Doesn't matter. The fact that they
could have been Logan Cooley.
Could have been. There you go. If my buddy Chris Peters would take it up first overall. But yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, if I'm Montreal and he's there at 5, that's my choice for sure.
Yeah, fair. And Z, if they come knocking, are you going to Sportsnet for a year to have a segment just to get canned, just like everyone else has been apparently?
Yeah, geez, what's going on with that shit?
Dude? Insanity, dude. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin on that. We'll stay on task here.
Yeah, me and Chuck.
God damn it. I can't even imagine. Oh, that would be an absolute treat to produce.
The amount of mind torpedoes I would just throw at him. You nailed it every year. Yeah, I'm picking up what Chuck's putting down. We're on the same page here. He's nailed it every fucking year.